Hey everybody, welcome to Cryptopia. So today's video is going to be brought to you by Michael, one of our partners here at Cryptopia, and he's going to be bringing you fast and informative tutorial and how-to videos on everything crypto. I hope you enjoy this video and make sure you stick around to the end and hit that like and subscribe button. Over to you, Michael.
Hey Cryptopians, welcome to another tutorial video. John, thanks for the intro. All right everyone, today we're going to be looking at Pancakeswap. Pancakeswap is a decentralized swap and exchange for you to be able to exchange your cryptos without having to get on a centralized exchange and keeping your crypto and your keys safe. So let's go ahead and get into it. As you can see here, we have Pancakeswap pulled up on the screen. There are three different networks that Pancakeswap currently supports doing swaps on, which is Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and Aptos. That means that you can trade the base asset itself, like BNB or Ethereum, but you can also do the sub assets, as these networks have hundreds, if not thousands, of different sub assets on them. As you can see, we're on the trade tab here where it has swap, limit, liquidity, perpetual, and bridge. The swap is essentially what we're going to be doing a tutorial of today. There's also limit, where you can do limit buy orders and sell orders, and then there's also perpetuals. Then there's also the bridge, which is similar to a swap. However, you're going to be bridging across multiple chains or different blockchain, and we'll get into that later. As you can see, the earn tab has farms and pools. Those are for farming and liquidity pools. Those are a little bit more advanced for people that are more experienced in working with those particular types of assets. It's not going to be part of this tutorial, but we may do another tutorial on it later. Next tab over is going to be win. They actually hold competitions. As you can see, there's a trading competition, prediction competition, lotteries, and then also pottery, which is just a kind of spin off of a lottery. Then they have an NFT section. They actually have an NFT marketplace where they have different collections, and you can post your Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum NFTs on there and sell them or buy ones that are listed on their marketplace. Moving on to their info tab, as you can see, there's different sections here for info, IFO, voting, leaderboard, blog, and documents. Just some information there. As you can see, that we click the trade tab, so that gives us the different ones here for the different sub tabs for trade. Right now we're on swap, which allows us to see the price of cake, as that's the asset that we'd be swapping to. It's going to give us a graph here, and we can do 24 hours, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. The next sub tab is going to be limit. As you can see here, it allows us to put in orders. Once our orders are put in, they're going to show up down here, but you can put in your order from what you want to spend to what you want to buy and the actual price of what you want to pay. There's that option as well. Then we have liquidity. That's if you actually want to put your liquidity in and earn tokens based off of the liquidity that you put into a different pool or farm. It's not something that we're going to be covering today. Perpetual, as you can see here, shows us a graph of everything that we need to know about the price of something and what we're going to be doing perpetuals on, which is Bitcoin to USDT, which is what they currently have pulled up here. Another thing that is an option on Pancakeswap. And then finally, we have bridge. Bridge is what I was talking about earlier, where we have different blockchains that we want to send or receive tokens from. Say we want to take USDC, and we're going to take it from Ethereum, and we're going to transfer it to USDT over on the BNB blockchain. We enter an amount. It will do the cross bridge for us, and then we just click accept, and it will go through and do a cross-chain swap. But going back over to the swap, which is what we're going to be covering today on this tutorial, is going to be trading assets on the BNB chain, as that's something traders find they will be frequently doing should they be exploring the Binance Smart Chain network. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is connect our wallet and click connect wallet. Come over to MetaMask, click MetaMask, and as you can see, it's connected my wallet here, and I'm also on the Binance Smart Chain. If I wanted to switch between chains, I would just click Ethereum, and it would ask my MetaMask to switch over to Ethereum, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to stay on Binance. So now that we're on Binance and we have our wallet connected, as you can see, we've got roughly some BNB, a little bit less, 0.489 or so BNB, and we're going to want to trade a sub asset. So what sub asset are we going to do, and how are we going to find it and enter it in here? That's one of the keys of what we're doing here in the tutorial today. So as you can see at the top of my page here, I've got a couple different tabs pulled up. One's going to be CoinMarketCap, and the other one's CoinGecko. Now, I've got BUSD pulled up here on CoinMarketCap. Kind of give you an example. BUSD is a stable coin, and this tab here, if you click it more, it's going to give you the different contract for being able to trade BUSD. So the reason why there's different ones, you need to understand this is very clear. BUSD can be on Ethereum contract, it can be on Binance, it can be on Avalanche, it can be on Velos, it can be on Harmony, it can be on Solana, it could be on Polygon, and it can also be on BitGert. The thing that you should note is that if you're each one of these is going to be a different type of coin as it's on a different contract. Even though it's still the BUSD coin, it's going to be a different contract and therefore it's going to be a different type of coin. For example, Ethereum is going to be an ERC coin, whereas Binance Smart Chain is going to be a BEP20. So today we're going to be trading on Binance Smart Chain, so we're going to be using BEP20 coins, which is what all contracts on Binance Smart Chain are. They're a BEP20. So we've taken this into as an example. Let's try a different sub asset. Let's try 8Pay. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got 8Pay pulled up, and the main contract that 8Pay runs on is actually an Ethereum contract. As you can see, it's listed here. However, we're going to be doing trades on Pancakeswap today, where we're going to need a contract for a BEP20 token. That's the Binance Smart Chain. And once you click that more button there, as you can see, it's going to give you a couple different options where the contract for 8Pay is on the other blockchains. The two examples that we have here, one is on Binance Smart Chain, and the other one is on Polygon. We're going to go ahead and click copy of the contract for the Binance Smart Chain, okay, and then we're going to go back over to Pancakeswap, and since we want to trade 8Pay today, we're going to click this little button here where we can add our token of 8Pay. We click paste, and it's going to bring up 8Pay. As you can see here, it's showing 8Pay. We're going to click on 8Pay, and now we've added it to be able to do it. And as you can see, it's brought up the chart for 8Pay, and we can look at it over the week, month, or year. So going back over to CoinMarketCap, we copied the contract address from here and used it to paste into Pancakeswap. The other thing that we can do is we can go to CoinGecko. So let's do that now so I can show you how to do that. Clicking on CoinGecko, we want to go to the search tab. We're going to pull up 8Pay. As you can see, 8Pay is listed right there in the search results. We're going to click on it. And as you can see now, we have 8Pay pulled up in CoinGecko. The contract is listed over here under info on the very top line where it says contract. We're going to click that, and it'll give us either the BNB contract address or the Ethereum contract address. What we're going to do is go ahead and click copy, go back over to Pancakeswap, paste that address, and as you can see, it's also pulled up 8Pay. That what I'm doing is just showing you two different ways you can source contracts of sub assets or assets that you want to trade on Pancakeswap. There are other applications such as RocketX Exchange, which I recommend you checking out and using. You can find those contracts through CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko and copy and paste them into whatever application you're using to swap to that way have accurate identification and swapping the correct asset when doing these trades. So now that we've got these pulled up, let's just go ahead and do a swap of say over 25%. So now that we've got 8Pay pulled up, let's go over some of the different options on the actual swap. So this first button here is just to toggle on and off the chart. So this next button here is just going to show us trending tokens that are on the chain or on the app itself. As you can see, it'll give you the list of tokens and then their actual percentage change in the last 24 hours, the price change, and then also the volume in the last 24 hours of these different tokens. So back to our screen here, then the third tab is going to be settings, little cogwheel. So under the settings tab here, you can see there's quite a few different options. It's good to have an idea of what these mean and what they do, as it will help you correctly complete swaps. So the first line is the default transaction speed listed in GUI. Ordinarily, I would recommend just doing the RPC default. You can do standard or fast or instant, but always start out with just RPC default because you should be good to go with that. The next option is going to be your slippage tolerance. Slippage tolerance means that when you go to buy a token, you're given an estimate and you're going to confirm that. When you go to confirm that, between the amount of time that the confirmation takes to actually execute on the blockchain, there will be a price variant of the coin that you're trying to buy as people are still buying and selling it and transactions are being confirmed during that period of time. What these different settings do is allow you to have a range in there of what you're willing to pay to be able to complete that transaction should the price change, which of course it will. So a lot of times people will try to do the minimum as possible to try and get a more accurate buy. However, if you're on a coin that has a lot of volatility, you're going to need a higher slippage rate put in there. So as you can see here on the different options, we've got 0.1%, half a percent, 1%, and then we can manually enter it on our own. I would recommend starting out at about 5%. going all the way up to 20 to 25%, depending on the type of coin you're doing and what the urgency of the transaction is going to be. Next option going down is your transaction deadline sets 20 minutes. You really don't ever have to change that. Then you have some options down below where it says zap beta, expert mode, disable multi hops, flippy sounds, use stables by default. All these settings I recommend just leaving the way they are unless you don't want to hear the flippy sounds. You can go ahead and turn that off. Now that we've gone through the settings, the next tab over is going to be your history and show recent transactions. So after the history tab, we have a refresh tab. Once you want to refresh the screen and refresh your estimates, you can go ahead and click that once you actually have an estimate in place. Okay, now that we've gone through all the different options here, let's go ahead and execute a swap. So what we're going to do today is click 25%, which is going to use 25% of the 0.489 BNB that we have in there, but equaling a value of right around $36.22. As you can see here, it gives us an estimate that we're going to receive 1625 8pay. However, that's before fees and of the transaction slippage and everything else. You see, you have to understand that Pancakeswap takes a small percentage of what you're trading and keeps it as a provider fee. We're going to go over those right now. So if you look down here at the bottom, instead of receiving 1625, we're going to receive 1617 8pay after all of the fees and impacts are accounted for. So right below minimum received, we have price impact. As you can see, the price impact is going to be 0.03%, which is basically going to impact us, and we're going to lose that amount. After price impact, we have liquidity provider fee, and that is what Pancakeswap charges to be able to facilitate the swap. As you can see, they charge 0.0005989 BNB, so we're going to have to pay that as a fee as well. Then under liquidity provider fee, you can see where it says route, and that's just showing you the method of what's going to execute. So it's going to go from BNB to BUSD to 8pay. All right, so now that we've reviewed all that and we see that our minimum received is going to be 1617 8pay, we're going to go ahead and swap that. Once we click swap, it's going to give us a confirmation here. And as we take time, the price, like I said, that goes back to the slippage tolerance. The price is going to change, and so they're going to be constantly giving you updated quotes. So every time a quote or a price changes, they're going to give you a new quote, and you're going to have to accept that as an update. So we're still sitting in the range of 1625.52. The minimum received 1617 still, so it's pretty close, and we're just going to go ahead and accept and confirm the swap. Now that we've clicked confirm swap, we have to confirm that in our MetaMask after reviewing everything looks good. We're going to click the confirm button in our MetaMask. The transaction has been submitted. As you can see, transaction receipt, that's going to give us our transaction on PSC scan. It has been confirmed that our transaction did go through and is completed. The reason why it's green is that showing that it has been completed. Oftentimes, if it doesn't go through or it gets reverted, it's going to show up as a red transaction. Okay, so now the page is refreshed, and as you can see, we have a balance of 1624 8pay in our wallet. Remember, it did say 1617 was the minimum received. However, we got 1624, so we did pretty good on this swap. Didn't lose a lot of money. Now we want to go to our MetaMask itself and check to make sure that we have the 8pay in our wallet. So we're going to go up here to MetaMask. And now that we've got MetaMask pulled up, we want to go over to assets. And as you can see, it's not in here. So what we're going to do is add 8pay to our MetaMask. So to add 8pay to our MetaMask, we're going to click on the Import Tokens tab. And remember where we took the contract address from CoinMarketCap and also from CoinGecko and confirmed that and used it to facilitate the swap. Now we're going to go ahead and right click and paste that again in our MetaMask. And as you can see, it automatically brings up the token symbol for 8pay, the amount of decimals that are in the token of 8pay itself. And we're going to click add custom token, confirm it. And now we have 8pay added to our MetaMask. See, if we go back here to our MetaMask homepage, you can see here that we have the BNB that we have in the wallet and the 8pay itself is now in our MetaMask, and we've confirmed the amount of the transaction. Just a quick note, if we wanted to sell this back, we could click this arrow here, and it will now take 8pay as being the selling item, and we'd be buying back into BNB. So if we wanted to sell all of our 8pay we just bought, we'd click max, and then we'd click enable 8pay. Something to note here is that with every sub asset, the first time you go to sell it back into, say BNB, BUSD, whatever, purchasing it, usually you don't have to enable it, but selling it, you do have to enable the actual smart contract itself. So you're going to need some gas for that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And as you can see here, my MetaMask has pulled it up and asked if we're going to enable it. You can see that the gas fee associated with that is 0.000244 BNB at a total cost of 7 cents. I'm going to click confirm. As you can see, we've been confirmed. The transaction was a success. Under the receipt, it is green. So now we're able to sell our 8pay. Like I showed you before, we've clicked maximum. So there's 1,624 8pay right there. We will be selling all of it and receiving 0.11956 BNB. And just like everything else that we did when purchasing the 8pay itself, our slippage is going to be set here. You can see there's our slippage. And then down here is going to be the finer details of the minimum received after the price impact, the liquidity provider fee are subtracted out of there. So let's go ahead and sell it back to BNB. As you can see here, it brings up our estimate, providing us with all the information, and we're going to go ahead and confirm that swap. Go over to our MetaMask and confirm it. The transaction has been submitted, and we get a receipt showing that it was a success along with the transaction ID. Now, if we look at our balances here in Pancakeswap, we have 0.8pay and we have 0.487542 BNB. We're going to go ahead and confirm those amounts by pulling up our MetaMask again one more time. As you can see here, when we go to assets, we have 0.8pay and we have 0.4875 BNB. So this concludes the tutorial of Pancakeswap. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and learned something. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Also be sure to check out some of John's other videos where they are fast and informative on projects that have a huge amount of potential. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification alert, as we'll be bringing you more tutorials like this in the future. And come check us out on our Telegram. We do offer public ICO sales in our public side of our Telegram. Then we also have a Patreon that has a very low price attached to it, where we do buy, sell, and stake alerts. And by entering the Patreon, you also get access to more of the ICO sales that we do, as well as a bigger allocation. We are doing a lot of cool stuff over there, so please be sure to come check us out, and we'll see you in the next video.